Um, yeah, happy 3 days out. Woo!
Yes, 3 days out
To
again.
yeah, and just to
Have you and
confirm, I
Go
have
ahead.
also booked my other show, my next show as well after
I was
this weekend.
literally asking that. I was gonna say, are you saying what the next show is? Or are we not
Yeah,
saying
it's
that?
Wasatch.
Oh, there we go. Fuck yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, there's no
Everyone that has flights booked is like, oh fuck, can I get a refund?
yeah, because I was like, well, there's no point like hiding it because I'm in the US now for a little bit and I'll be competing. Well, this is even after Wasatch, we're just deciding what to do shows wise. So like I won't say that far in advance, but obviously we're gonna continue to do quite a few shows
Yeah.
just to let everyone know. But no, it's
Did
been
you see we're
fun.
doing I tagged doing it the other day, the RP meetup the next day again after Wasatch. There is a
Oh,
giant
okay. I didn't see that. Let's
badass
definitely
like
do that.
warehouse gym called Refinery Gym. And there's going to be a good amount of photographers that are going to like just setups like different, kind of different than Arnold. So this one's going to more so be like trying to highlight the gym itself, Refinery Gym.
Hmm.
My friend John owns it. He's like an old school bodybuilder, just huge fan of bodybuilding. And there's going to be some random photographers walking around. So if any NPC competitors or IFBB in the show want to come there, one, free to everybody. The owner said that it is an open gym, no day
Ooh,
passes, free to everybody. And there's going to be random photographers. So if you want to just get some like shots of you like getting a pump with your tan still on and all that, like by all means come through. And then of
that's
course the
so
RP team is going to be
nice.
there. So
That's so nice. That's always like fun as well when there's like a lot of events going on, especially around like shows and stuff, because I feel like
mhm.
obviously shows are fun, don't get me wrong, but like when there's nothing to do after, it's a bit of a like, oh,
Yeah,
that's boring, you
yeah,
know? So at least you've got something post to do. So that'll be fun. I'll be there. That'll
yes,
be
it'll be a
fun.
good time.
Um, so let's speak about
Arnold.
the main event that just happened, the Arnold. So super happy with how everything went, and it was so cool to battle it out with, top two in the world, Ashlyn from in the Arnold UK. What did you think of how the show went? How did you like the top five? We'll go through the top five obviously in a second anyway. I'll pull up because the pictures are up now, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. There's the six side by side as well as the like the whole like prejudging call out and all that. Those are all posted up.
Okay, cool. I'll get those up in a sec. Yeah, what did you think of it?
I liked the first call out. The top five, top six was spot on. Everyone looked great. It looked like Savannah finally got her tan nailed down, which was
Yeah.
great to see.
I thought you were going to say something else, and I was like, yes, she did, but she nailed her tan as well, absolutely.
um,
So,
but yeah, no, I liked it. It was a very very good top five, top six, and it was tight, tight, tight between you and Ashlyn for sure.
mhm.
Like that was a flip of the coin who's going to win in my opinion, and I don't even want to just say in my opinion because I know everybody from other coaches. I can't speak for judges, but other coaches, other athletes were like, "Holy shit, this is either way here. Like this is really damn
Mhm.
close." So uh, obviously, Ashlyn coming in as the front runner, being second in the world, coming off third place at the Arnold US. Definitely a front runner there and got the nod for the W. I mean, she looked great. As did you, though. Like that right there is and it's funny. Me and Laura Lee were talking about this during prejudging. She sent me a picture of you two next to each other, and she was like, other than the height of the two of them, they have very good like very similar dimensions of their front
Yeah,
posts. Very
we
similar.
did.
Like your leg, your glutes, like everything flows in the exact same way your front post. So it's funny to see with such a difference in height.
Honestly, we were cracking up backstage about the height because I was like, girl, we look like little and large. Like it looks ridiculous us up there together. But it was kind of cool to like see. And I think for me as well, like standing next to Ashlyn, I think it's kind of gotten me over my not fear, but I always get sometimes I think I worry too much about who I'm stood next to versus what I need to bring with my physique. Now, obviously, as pros, as it being an open pro show, like or any open pro shows, you don't have a height, there's no heights anymore. So it's just you're open, they're just you can stand next to anyone. And I think I've previously before been, a bit worried about sometimes being too tall and, being too the optical illusions kind of taking place and because I'm too tall it's very easy for me to look quite long, quite skinny, like not have as much pop and stuff like that. But I do feel like now seeing this next to each other it was nice to kind of know like, oh, okay, actually Yes, it does matter who you stand next to, of course, but it's not the be all and end all, you know? Um, and it's
And
just
it's also
mainly
one of those things where
focusing
you just
about
have
bringing your
to,
best.
yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Bring your best. Don't be like going into the show on the coach's end and the athlete's end. You can't think like, okay, the person that's the front runner in this show is like 7 inches shorter than me. Like, I need to play to X, Y, and Z strengths here. You just bring in your best and trust that the judges understand how to judge that difference in like height dimension. Like, you got
Yeah.
someone who's 5 foot, you got someone who's what are you 5'7"? I was like, so you have those two
Oh, five,
differences
eight and a
there.
half.
Oh, okay, 5'8". I was like, so you got an 8 inch difference between the two of you, and you just got to trust that you bring your best, and that the judges will understand the criteria on how it looks on each of you. So,
And that's hard to do though, because sometimes that does come into play where,
mm-hmm.
you don't know, again, you don't know what you're going to look like next to each other. So it's hard to
Yeah,
just say, okay, yeah, let's just bring what's good for us versus kind of having that a little bit of a comparison. And I know in previous preps before, that's kind of all what we've done. Whereas me and Jamie kind of did almost like it was a 90% to 10%. Like, yes, we knew Ashton was our competition, of course, going into it, but there was nothing that we were going to do to change our physique to kind of match hers.
yeah,
It was a case of, okay, like let's do our work. Like let's do, we know Ashton's waist is super tight, making sure that my waist stays super tight, which again, that's something that we need to do anyway.
regardless.
But
Yeah,
regardless, we know that Ashton's waist is probably one of the smallest on the IFBB Pro stages. Do you know what I mean? And definitely in this lineup. So making sure that those things were really, really nailed down. Like those things that those are the things that you look at. Um, but other than that, like I think, yeah, it was a really good like eye opener. And honestly, it was so much fun battling out with her because it just brought for me, my own self-confidence back, especially coming back into, the season after being 2 years off, you know. So it felt good to be up there, honestly.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, he
Um,
boom, you killed it with the flow, the posing, everything. Like, this is a incredible look. Obviously, I'm
mm,
not Jamie, but my opinion on it is, like you said to me, also change nothing going into the next ones. Like, maybe these
yeah.
little tidbits here and there. Like you said, you had a massage yesterday what really filled out your legs a bit and you feel a bit more loose and better in your posing. But
Yeah.
physique wise, this wins any regular season pro show any day long.
Oh
So
yeah, that was my feedback. My feedback was, which obviously Tyler, I'm sure is going to come out with some feedback anyway, but my feedback that he specifically told me was a little bit more leg in the back pose, which if I'm honest, I feel like so I'll explain it a little bit. So I do feel like in my back pose, I have to, I'm a little bit um adductor dominant. So I have to let my knees kind of almost like fall in so I don't engage my adductors at all. Now they're still popping a little bit here, not too much, but like still a little bit. So I think because I'm not pushing my knees outwards to get that kind of like fullness in the legs that I need, I think that's why that feedback was about compared to what Ashlyn looks like. So if you see Ashlyn, she has that because she's pushing her knees out quite a lot because that was also her feedback previously beforehand. So I don't know if that kind of came into play a little bit. Um, so that could be a reason. That's as to why we kind of, got a little bit of a massage yesterday, loosened up certain areas. So then when I am hitting my back pose, I don't need to turn out my knees, but they're just fuller anyway. So, but honestly, that's the only change we're doing going into the show. Nothing else we've changed really at all. So it's kind of cool.
yeah, perfect. I want to go through the top six here, the pictures.
Yeah, may as well. So we had obviously Ashlyn winning, me in second, Adriana third, Zofia in fourth, Alice in fifth, and then Savannah in sixth, which I did want to point out. So I think they called out six in the first call out. And this is again why you keep fighting, you keep going, even if you get second call outs, because Savannah technically wasn't in the first call out, but she should have been. If that makes sense. So they called out six in the first, and then second call outs was like 10. So they called out
Mhm.
like 10 people. So you had Nevea, who
Yeah.
would have been in that sixth place spot when they did, I think, their second round of comparisons. I think they took the top four off, if I'm not mistaken. They took
Yep.
me, Adriana, Ashlyn, and Sophia off, and then they brought Alice and Nevea in
And
together
then brought
and brought
Savannah in and a few others.
so they
Yeah.
brought everyone else back in. So that's when Savannah got her chance to fight for that sixth place spot, which is again why you don't give up even if you're in if you feel like, oh, I got second call outs, there's no way I'm making myself into first call outs. Savannah did that. Like, and with
Yeah.
quite a big jump as well. Like, I think she got 30 and Nevaeh got 37. So there's 7 points between them.
Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't like, oh, it was a couple of points. Like, it was literally like, oh, yeah, she should have been in first call outs, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so, and sometimes they don't notice that because Nevaeh has literally just competed in Brazil. So, like, and she looks very, very good. So they might have been like, yep, let's pull her together. But then we started to pose her. Maybe, okay, maybe she didn't match exactly what they wanted to see from her. So then Savannah fit that criteria better. Um, which is always, again, why you just keep fighting. Because I think it's hard
Yeah.
to give, like, if you don't get that first call out, you're like, oh, I didn't get first call out. So what's the point? But there's always a point. There is
Yeah.
always a point to keep fighting. Um, I really was impressed with Adriana's front pose here.
Adriana's front pose is insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
really,
It
really
really
nice.
when you stand, so when watching on the live stream, and what you see when you stand next to Adriana is she shows off in the front pose, she shows everyone's weaknesses around her because she
Hmm.
has such a statuesque front pose. She hits it, her core and waist are flat and tight, and it doesn't even look like she's fucking breathing. Like
Hmm.
she just sits there and she's a
Yeah, that waist
statue, and
is
it's
tiny.
incredible. So this is why in I want to say it was in prejudging when the top four were called back out. Um, I was watching and I thought that the whole top three was a little bit closer. And then it came down to it was just a you and Ashlyn show in a sense. But when Adriana was standing next to Ashlyn, there were a couple transitions where Ashlyn like kind of let out a little bit in the core.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, Adriana's like showing, like, I don't want to call it a weakness. Ashlyn has one of the best fucking cores in the entire game. But next to Adriana and how just like, I don't know if she trains that or if it's just so genetic on her or what, but even when she's moving, it's like she has no core, no
Yeah,
waist.
there's nothing
And
in there.
so when you're moving next to her, when you're next to her, if you have the slightest like little 1% that is off, it shows because of how ridiculous Adriana looks in that front pose. So
Hmm.
I thought that Adriana might have been pushing a little bit, or that
Interesting.
you and Ashlyn together may have been compared with her a little bit closer. But it came down to it where, especially when it turns to the back, it was definitely you and Ashlyn show there.
Hmm.
But in the front pose, I would not have written off Adriana whatsoever. Like I thought
Yeah, I
she
love
was
that.
really pushing.
She's got a really nice structure and shape here. And like, yeah, well, like we said, her core is absolutely ridiculous. Like so tight, so
Yeah,
tight.
yeah,
Um, I was also really impressed with Sophia as well. Like she's made
yes,
some really
very.
good improvements since, because I'm pretty sure she did the Olympia this year. Not this year, last year. So,
Mhm.
since then, I think she's made some very good improvements.
Yeah, very,
And
very
I think
good.
she definitely deserved that kind of top spot because she really hits all the criteria, like where everything needs to be, like the nice tiny waist, really nice, good amount of S curve. Her back pose as well was really, really impressive, like the glute fullness and stuff from the back. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, and say with Alice. Alice, do you feel
better at the Olympia.
yeah, I would that's what I was gonna say. I think I don't know if this was 100% her best because I do feel like I've only saw her in person this time obviously, but like online from what I saw when she did what was Janet's show?
Yeah, when she won Battle of the Bodies. Yeah,
That was probably
that
her
was an
best
insane
shape.
look.
Yeah,
That was
that was a
insane.
really she was so poppy, she was tight. Um I think that potentially like if she tries to get like that physique back again, I think that would be a really, really good showing for her for sure.
Yeah, no,
I know
definitely,
she's doing
definitely.
other shows as well. I think all the European girls are going to continue to do more shows anyway. So um that's time that it gives them time to improve. Like this, I'm sure this is their first show of the year, and I feel like my first showing at the Arnold's US was a good showing, but it wasn't my best, and I felt
Yes.
like this was better. So it
Yeah,
only is going to get better as you get more feedback and stuff like that moving forwards.
for sure.
Um, and then Savannah killed it. She absolutely killed it out the park. This
Yeah.
she looked like this was definitely her best physique as well. So this was really good to kind of see her get her flowers in a sense from
Yep.
this for
Very happy with
sure.
that.
And then yeah, back pose is
There's not
good.
really anyone that's like lacking in the back post here. Everything's very
Mm.
balanced and complete throughout the entire top six.
We actually
I
all look
feel
very similar glute wise. Like,
very, very, yeah. And Adriana, if she were to bring up her glutes a bit, just an overall projection, she's pushing to win any fucking show on this planet. Like she's already a I can't remember what she got at Olympia. She was in like the top 15 or just outside of it.
She got
Um,
third. I think she was just outside it because she got third
yeah.
call outs, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. I know Alice got second
Alice was
call
in second
outs.
call outs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Adriana, if she brings up her glutes a bit, upper outer glute, just a little bit more like
Hmm.
sweep to it, like especially compared standing next to you here, you can see that fullness of your glute and how it rounds back in to come down. Hers is more of a slant. That comes up a bit, and then obviously just density for the projection. She has a flawless physique at that point. So
Yeah.
she looks great here. You and Ashlyn both. I mean, the back poses on you and Ashlyn are fucking killer.
Yeah.
Ashlyn's glutes are nuts. She looks pretty balanced in the back pose here. I really like this look on
Yeah.
her. I feel like I remember my main critique after Arnold US, and then Tyler put it out his video, and it was the exact same thing. But in the back pose itself, she was standing too wide. That was the very first thing
Yeah.
I saw. Fixed it up here, and then it didn't make it look like she was like pulling back with her elbows as hard, like throwing off her shape. Like
Hmm.
because she's standing a little bit closer together, it looks that much better. So killed
Yeah.
it there. Your back pose is literally flawless.
I
I
feel like
don't.
my adductors are something I still need to work on. I think it's just an engagement thing where I need to just not engage them as much. That's one thing I do see on me that I'm like, that's something that I think is stopping me from getting into that top, first place winning an Arnold, going into Olympia top 10, 5, that type of thing. That's something I
Yeah,
know if I want that, I need to work on that.
I mean, mess around with the pointing of your toes to reduce it, but
So
then to
that's
keep the
what
thickness in the back pose, do what some of the wellness girls do and kind of push your hands into your thighs a little bit harder.
So that's what we have been playing around with. It just because I've got such long limbs and even like
Mm-hmm.
big feet, it looks awkward. So that's the hard part is like when we turn the feet out to like a little bit more, it does just do you say turn it in or turn it out?
So if you turn it in, it'll
Oh,
reduce some
in.
adductor. And so you're thinking of turning it out because of the leg thickness, more fullness to
Yes.
that quad. You
So
turn
even
it
if we
in.
turn it in, we turn it in. Sorry, you keep going.
I was gonna say if you turn it in a little bit, it will thin out that upper leg a little bit because you're not gonna have as
Hmm.
much like pull. And then if it thins it out a bit, it's gonna affect the adductor in a positive way for you. And then to make up for that lacking leg, as you said, Tyler gave feedback in the back pose, you just take your hands against your thighs and just
And
push
push.
your hands a little bit
Yeah.
harder.
But I
So
could definitely
that would
try
make up for
that.
that.
I could definitely try that because when we did that a little bit more before with the feet forwards, I just never like feet forwards because it looks awkward.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's the only annoying
It
part.
100% depends on the physique, and because of like the length of your legs, your overall height, I could see how it would look a little awkward. But
Yeah, that's the only thing. We can try it though. I'm definitely going to give that
yeah,
a try.
mess with
But
some side by sides.
that's what I'm thinking about going into this next show. I don't want to change too much, but just change enough so it's like, okay, yeah, we can't, fault that at all. Um, but yeah, I'm overall happy.
Yeah, yeah, this was
Very, very
killer all
happy.
around. Everyone looked great. I mean, Savannah's physique has improved a fuck ton. She looks great all around.
Hmm.
Very happy with this. Really happy with Tiana too. I was super happy for her. She told me how happy she was just at this show. Her mindset on stage.
Yeah, and she's now
She
teamy. She's
yes,
teamy again, which is really cool. So that's really like she looks absolutely fantastic. And I think if anything, comes from Tiana's journey and like what people can take away from it is like that, she needed to improve. And there's still so many things that for her to improve on that all of us need to improve on, like moving forward. I think she needed that enjoyment back in competing again and to really feel that to keep improving, similar to what I went through as well with losing the love for kind of like the sport in a way.
yeah,
It's not just about the person in general, but it's about like how you experience like what goes on in like your journey, And I think that's
yeah,
super important, and that's what I think she lost a little bit previously beforehand. Now I think she's kind of slowly bringing that back, and she can be a student of the sport again, especially with how Jamie does things and stuff like that. I
yeah,
think she just wanted to learn. She wanted to learn
yeah.
more, and obviously like, find what the best thing for her to do is like within the sport and like how she can improve. And she's definitely doing that now, which is really, really cool
Yeah.
to see. So very, very
She's
happy with
coming.
her.
She's coming out here soon to train. I'm excited.
That'd be fun. That'd be so good. And I think that's always the main thing about it is like enjoy being a student of the
Yes.
sport. Enjoy being like a student again. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I
I
think
noticed
she
on
she
here
improved it a lot.
how we mentioned Nevaeh was in first call out. She actually dropped 2 spots because Carrie hopped her too.
Yeah. So Kerry, she was very Kerry sneaked up a little bit in that second
Yeah.
call out, which is good.
one
And I know
point difference.
I did want to go through some of the physiques in the whole thingy anyway, because I know a few people have said like just don't go through top six, go through like the whole thing. So let's definitely bring up some people's physiques and stuff like that. What with this list, was there anyone else that you kind of think not got overlooked in a sense, but who would you have liked to see next to each other? Was there anyone that you would like to have like seen more of, or were you impressed by, or anything like that at all?
I think a lot of people showed up with the typical physiques of how I feel like they usually look, with little improvements here and there. Like Carrie Sexton showed up how I feel like she usually looks on stage, which is good. She has good shape, good flow to her physique. And she made little bits of improvements from when I saw her last, which
Can you
was,
see my screen?
yes.
Okay.
I saw her up close when she did Sasquatch the week before
Hmm.
Olympia. And then I think she was in Olympia as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw her like front and center at Sasquatch, and this was a very similar look to what she usually has. I think she was a little harder here, but it worked for her. I mean, she looked great, and she obviously hopped a placing from being in second call out. So
Yeah. That's really good. I think from what I remember standing on the side of the stage, I think she got moved in. Same with Tiana, she got moved in as well. So like Tiana was on
mm,
the end and then they got moved in, which was great. So
yeah,
um I think the main thing for Kerry is just consistency with um just fixing the front pose a little bit and like just
yeah,
bringing out just more of her shape because she has such an insane shape. It's just bringing it more out, you know?
yeah.
That's
She
all it
also
comes
has
down
really,
to.
really dense legs in comparison to her glute in the front pose.
Yeah. I think if she could kind of bring down overall, like if you compare her and Ashton, for example, bringing down her, and because they're the same height, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know weight wise, like what weight wise they're like they are, but in terms of height, they're the same height. So if she could bring down, I guess, legs more, overall bring up the glutes, that would
Yeah,
give her so much more shape. Because I think her upper body is pretty balanced,
mm-hmm.
like or where it needs to be, I guess. It's a little dense, but not, I don't think it's too dense. Like I've seen dense upper bodies. Um, so I think if she could bring that up and then bring up more glutes as always, like every bikini girl always needs more glutes,
Yeah,
you know. I think this would be a really, really good physique. I know she's doing more shows after this as well. Like she's got um the UK Pro Show in April. So she's two
mm-hmm.
weeks out. So she's gonna keep going, which is good. So she's only gonna get better. Just takes time. And she's
Yeah. I saw a good amount of
definitely
people tagging that show that they're going to
helped.
be doing that.
She's definitely improved her waistline as well, a lot.
Yes, yes,
So this is really good to kind of like see, because I know that was one of the things that she wanted to improve on the most, especially because she's had quite a lot of trouble with that. So she's done a really good job with that, you know?
yeah, definitely,
So who else was
definitely.
there? Who else was there?
Nevaeh.
Oh yeah. How do you spell Nevaeh? They've not tagged anyone in the thingies.
No, Nivea.
Is that her on Instagram? Where is she?
I think her Instagram is just her name, Nevaeh Campos. I think
Okay.
your screen's not moving though. I don't know if that's on
No, I know.
purpose.
I know I paused
Okay.
it. Nah. Nevea. Aha, got her. Right, let me unpause you. Yeah, I think Nevea looked great at this show. I think, what would you say overall? She looks great though. Like, I really like this shape. I think she's very muscular, but I
Yes.
like I like how it looks on her personally. I think it looks
Yeah. No, for sure.
great. So
I mean,
it
it's like
just
we've said a
isn't.
million times. Everybody holds the criteria differently on their physique. Like
Hmm.
someone can be a little bit more conditioned or a little bit more muscular and it flows on their physique, whereas some people need to be a
Mm-hmm.
little softer, or a little bit more petite. So like she looks killer. I can't speak to what I can say what I think, but to why like she was first call out and then got held up there and then got meshed with second call out and then dropped down a few placings. I think posing was a little bit of a part of it, just how she holds her front pose in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to the ones that hopped her. But all in all, I mean, her physique is great. She just needs to come in. And with Nevaeh, it's looking at her front pose. It's a little bit thicker than being called like super tight in like the waist and
Mm-hmm.
core. So she needs to make up for that in one, posing, and in two, bringing up certain areas that are going to make that illusion of a little bit smaller waist. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's those things where once you're at the level she is, like she's won shows, like she's a good, like really good competitor. So it's those little fine details of, if I add this much shoulder and this much lat, is it going to be too much, or is it still going to flow while
Yeah.
also making my waist look small? So it's like messing with those tiny little details to see what needs to be fixed up on her physique.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's always the hardest part is like is when you do get to this level, it is literally the minute things. Like it's nothing like that needs to be drastically changed. And it's not a case of like, okay, running with that feedback and then going like 100 miles with it. It could literally mean
Yeah.
like when I was asking Tyler for feedback, I was like, do you think my legs actually need to change? Or is it a posing thing? Or is it a thingy thing? He was like, if I'm honest, it could be either. So don't, that's not
Mm-hmm.
me saying go and build a load of muscle on your legs, but
Yeah.
it's a
And
very small change.
I love when judges give that answer because that's the proper answer, because he doesn't, a judge doesn't know. Like,
Hmm.
can he give his opinion of being like, well, compared to when I saw you at the Arnold US, and give
Yeah.
that type of answer? Yes, of course you could do that. But the correct way of phrasing that is to pretty much say, I don't know what one it is, because he doesn't know how you peaked. He doesn't know if this was too full or too flat,
Yeah.
or why you might need, why in his eyes you need to be a little bit fuller in the legs. Like, a judge can't give an answer of, oh yeah, it's posing because your size is perfect, or no, you need more muscle, but maybe you don't, maybe you were just flat, need to fill out. So it's good to give that type of answer for sure, and then you and your coach work through what you feel is the way to go about it.
And also as a athlete, like ask those questions that are more specific. So it's like and I know sometimes it's not as easy because I remember seeing him backstage like for like a second and I darted to him and I was like, feedback now, like immediately. Not in that way, but obviously I was like, hi. So but ask the specific questions instead of just being like, what do I need to work on? Ask and be a bit more like direct and be like, is there anything specific that do my shoulders need to be changed? Or if they say something about the shoulders, ask them just a bit more of a direct question after they've answered that. So then it's not just, yeah, you need more conditioning. Okay, where do I need more conditioning? Is it everywhere? Is it glutes?
Yeah.
Is it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I know it's taking
Like,
up
why are you
time.
saying that? Did you see like
Hmm.
my glutes drop and you felt like they
Yes.
weren't like tight enough? Like, where do I need more conditioning for sure?
Yeah. Like figuring that out and same with muscle, like if they say, a little bit more size, where? Like where do I need more size? And try and get them to elaborate more if you have time, obviously, of course. I know it's obviously hard if you are an amateur and you're trying to get feedback and, they've got a million girls behind them and stuff like that, but just really try and just be a little bit more specific and just kind of, ask those specific questions and stuff because it does help a lot. Um, Figure it out and stuff. Oh, I've not seen these photos before. I've
Oh
not
yeah,
seen
those are
this photo
funny.
before.
I was like,
This
what a
one,
typical Savannah pose.
literally, we were like a
She
fun.
kills me.
We took two photos. There was one where we were just standing normally, and then we were like, okay, one more funny one, and she immediately squats down.
Yep.
And I was like, that's amazing.
Cracks me up.
Okay, all the photos are here. That's perfect. We had Lisa. We had Lisa as well, who I'm not too sure where she placed actually. Where did she place?
She was like ninth, I think it was.
Okay. Because she's where is it? Oh, it's here. Yeah, she's done pretty well, like previously beforehand at these shows. Yeah, 10th.
10th.
Um, I'm not too sure. What do you feel like she needed to work on? I don't know why I
The
keep asking
main
you.
thing that Lisa needs is to really nail down the proper amount of fullness with conditioning.
Hmm.
Um, I trained her for a while, then she switched coaches. from when she's with James, and then they took over everything. But um, from just my history with her and where she's still currently at, it's like she comes in like blasting full, but
Hmm.
the conditioning isn't there to match that. And so it's
Okay.
almost like it just needs to come in tighter all around with that same amount of fullness. So whether that be being ready for the show another week or two ahead of time to be able to
Hmm.
really dial that in, because she has all the muscle in the world.
Yeah, she has a lot of density.
Her muscle density is fucking insane. So it's really just nailing that down, which I think in turn will end up making the waist tighter, will end up making her posing and her walk look better.
Hmm.
So that's really the main thing it needs to be.
Yeah, because she's she's been to the Olympia multiple times and she's won
Mm-hmm.
multiple pro shows, so it's not like she's shy of being there. It's a case of just making sure, like you said, consistency of all of those things. And that sometimes that is hard when you are doing multiple shows,
Yeah.
is being consistent across the board to kind of show like, okay, yeah, this is what we need to work on and this is what we're doing. And sometimes it is a case, like we said before, trying to not run a mile with, okay, you need to be fuller. Okay, but you also need the conditioning to match that. So like, yes, you can be fuller, but don't like be too full without the proper
Yeah.
conditioning without that. Um, so yeah, and then we've got Nikita. She's done the Arnolds before as well. She got ninth place. I really like her look a lot.
Yeah, it's a great look. She could be tighter. Just looking at that, the walk.
Just a little bit. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Tad bit.
She's got good front pose though. Good
Good
shape.
front pose.
I think the main thing for her was maybe glutes was the main thing that she probably just needed a bit more size on from what I could see. Um, but she's got overall like a good amount of like depth
You
and
can see
stuff
how
like that.
much in the even just the walk to the back, you can see exactly what you just said. A little bit more glute because of how much the hamstring takes over. The overall
Yes.
thickness of the back pose and the legs is too much in comparison to the glutes.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is like those things get exposed very quickly when you're doing your routines and stuff like that. So
Yes.
like those are the types of things because in her front pose, she's got a really nice amount of glute. And
Yeah, no,
in
front pose
even
is
in the
great.
back pose, even in the back pose, you can see that she has a good amount of size, but it's
Yeah.
in between when you're doing those things, like, oh, okay, yeah, she might need a little bit more glute. And that's what the judges can see, which I think a lot of
Yeah.
people sometimes do forget, which is why posing is important,
As I
why
say, it's a huge
it
reason why that's so important.
it's so important to make sure that we don't kind of expose those things too quickly to the judges or anything like that. Um, and then let's go through one more, and then we'll get onto this weekend because we've got big weekend
Two
of
good shows this
shows.
weekend. Yeah.
I don't actually know what her name is. What's her name? Demi. I think it was
I'm
Demi.
not sure. Okay.
I think she again good shape. I just think she just needed a bit more conditioning,
Yeah.
just to be tighter overall because she's got great
Bit more
shape, but it was just
conditioning, and
tight
then
there.
looking at her upper body, if you think about more conditioning, she likely needs a little bit more density as well, because
Hmm.
she's not crazy dense, a little bit lacking in size in the lats and the delts in that front pose. And so if you
Hmm.
think to yourself like, okay, let's say that she came in a couple percent more tight, how is that going to look in comparison in the upper body? Like the lat's going to look a little bit thin in her S curve in the front pose, so just a little bit more density, a little bit tighter. So
Yeah.
but
But
looks
again,
the shape is killer. That shape is nuts.
first Arnold as well. So it's always cool to kind of like again get the first one done, figure out what you need
Yeah.
to work on, and then kind of go from there. So, which is always fun. So, but yeah, it was a really cool experience. Like I loved this show. Like it was so much fun being like with all the girls. Like we had such a good time. It was a great group as well. So I love these weekends because it's always just fun.
Sure.
Um, so now we've got
Phoebe versus
two.
Reina.
I know.
Love that post up there.
I was going to talk about Charlotte first versus this one, but yeah, we got this one coming up, which is cool. So I'm really excited. I mean, Raina's a fantastic athlete. I personally love her. I think she's got a great physique. So I'm excited to kind of, this is always the fun part, like being able to get up on stage and like again, we're together at the Arnold US. I'm excited to see what she's improved for going into this show. And like, I'm excited to see what I can improve on going into the show as well. Because I know there's certain things that I want to improve on from the UK that I know we could have done better. So
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
cool. It's cool. It's going to be cool to see. So
It's gonna be good.
let's go back. Let's do Charlotte
All
first,
right.
and then we can go on to that.
So Charlotte, we
So,
got a lot of people making pro debuts here. I
mhm,
think there's 4 or 5.
we've got a lot. I'm just going to open up the people that John's mentioned, and then we can go on
Yeah,
to.
don't forget Ree. She's looking nuts.
So firstly, we've got
Nuts.
Gianna, who I don't think anyone thought she was going to do it, obviously,
Oh
because
yeah.
what no one knew she was going to do it because I think obviously she just turned pro
Just had her wisdom teeth
like
pulled
3 weeks
2 weeks
out.
ago.
Yeah, pulled out 3 weeks ago. So she's kind of like random, but also like I think she did a video. I saw it on wherever it was, and she kind of explains her reasonings behind it. And this is why I love this type of mindset for people going into like being a pro and stuff like that. Her mindset was literally purely like we've got a really good opportunity to get the feedback from the judges immediately being in front of a good lineup, like, you've got Rihanna, who is, a top Olympian. She's been to the Olympia multiple times, top pro. You can be compared against her from the straight get-go and multiple other pros to see, okay, yeah, what do we need to work on? And then go into an off-season from that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Her body
sure.
is also looking better than the Arnold's, like as she's going into it, which again,
Yeah.
why not take advantage and just jump into a show if it's like right in her backyard, if I'm not mistaken? Is it in Florida?
Charlotte
Yeah.
is in I'm terrible at geography. It's either North or South Carolina. So it's a
Oh,
very quick trip for her.
okay, that's fine then. So it's not something that's going to be too detrimenting from her progress anyway. So it's like, why not? Give it a go. And I think that's a good mentality to have. If you have a good coach, and you trust and know what they're capable of and how they can get you ready for this show, then do it. I
Yep.
always say to people, especially in Europe, the US have only just started doing this now, which is better. In Europe, you can win your pro card that day, the next day, or the same day, go into a pro show if there's a pro show available. There's a few shows that are like that in the US now, which is really good. But if you have the opportunity to do a pro show and you have just got your pro card and you feel like, okay, yep, I have the energy, I have the funds to do it, I can do it, then do it because you get
For
the
sure.
feedback straight away. It's a very, very different lineup. Yes, the judges can say you need more muscle, but they actually don't know that until you're stood up against. They only know
Yep.
that from the lineup you're stood up in amateur versus in a pro lineup, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited to see what she looks like.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I think it's going to be cool. So we've got Gianna. I'm not too sure who
Is
this
this
girl
another
is.
pro debut?
I
Yeah.
think
Oh
so.
yeah, there that top right post right there has all 4 of them doing
Oh,
Charlotte, I
yeah.
believe. Yeah, they're all doing Charlotte. All 4 pro debuts here.
She looks familiar. So she's got the Arnold's was Gianna. Then we've got this girl here who won the
Junior
2025
USA's.
Junior USA's. Then we've got Adriana, who won 2022 North Americans. So she's taken all this time off. That her pro debut, 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn,
That's when she got
pretty
her pro
good.
card. So we're 4 years later. Yeah.
That's crazy. And then you've got
Martina, who will get points
Martina.
on the board for the Olympia this weekend.
That's
She
cool.
looks
That's going to be
insane.
really, really cool.
She looks insane. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I was
excited
talking
for
to
that.
Jamie the other day. I was like, Martina is going to be the rookie of the year.
Let's see where is she? This was a while ago. This was like 2 weeks ago, and it also could have been different as well. Yeah, she's got such a great structure. She's got such a tiny waist, everything. She's got what it takes. Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be really cool. Um, yeah, she looks sick. And then we've got, yeah, that was Adriana. She looks really good. This is another one of Jamie's clients.
I have not seen her.
This was the girl I think that said that apparently she won her pro card in 2022 and she's just competing. I don't know if that is correct or it might be a typo, but 2022 seems a long time ago to
It was a long time
to
ago.
have not competed. But she looks crazy from the back. Crazy, crazy.
Yeah,
So
it's
this will
gonna be
be cool
good.
to see. This will be cool to see everyone next to each other. And then we have this girl, which I think was mentioned. Who was this mentioned for? Oh yeah, so it was these two, they were both the same. So making their pro debut since turning pro at the 2022 North Americans, Adriana and that girl that I just and Natalia.
No, that's a different sentence. It's just on
Oh,
Andrea girl. That one's
oh,
she's
she's from
placed top five a
Brazil.
couple times. It says.
Oh, okay. A few times in 2025.
Yeah,
Nice. This is
yeah, good lineup. I'm
exciting.
really excited for this.
And then we've got the
All
star of
right,
the show.
go to Ree. Oh my goodness, her physique
She
has
looks
leveled up so much. It's fucking insane.
unreal. She looks
I
unreal
would
right
I
now.
would put money on it that she's top 10 at the Olympia this year.
She looks so good.
It's insane.
And she's got such a great taper. Like I'm always obsessed because her taper is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
crazy. Really, really
We've
crazy.
we've never talked much in person. We've been social media friends forever, but
No.
yeah, like we will always like send reactions to stuff and like little convo. But she like so watching her over the years, this physique is next level. Like she's
Yeah, she's definitely leveled up.
good.
I think she was always one who needed just a bit more muscle. And she's definitely brought that now. Like the shape and
Yeah,
stuff like that, and the density and
yeah,
just the overall projection of stuff. Like I think
yep.
she's really nailed it now. Really nailed it.
I'm really excited to see her look on stage.
Yeah, same. We're excited. We're excited. Okay,
All
so
right,
we've got
off
that's
to San
Charlotte.
Diego.
Then we've got San Diego.
This is a fun one too. This is good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Got
We've got
Juliana in it as well.
we've got
You got
loads.
Bree doing it.
Yeah, we've got three people from the Arnolds as well, which is cool. I didn't realize that there was three of
Yeah.
us. That's cool. And then we've got here another one. I'm just gonna open up the people that are tagged. Sorry if I've missed anyone. So I'm actually very interested because I'd love to know what Raina's feedback was from the Arnolds. Like what was her um feedback that she needed moving forward?
In my opinion, it's just fix the front pose a bit, like just the
Hmm.
pose. I don't know. I can't speak to if that's like body part or if it's just the pose itself. Her
Yeah,
back pose is phenomenal. If she
yeah.
fixes up the front pose to just flow better on her physique, I mean, she's already she's placed top at the Olympia multiple times, right? Hasn't
Hmm.
she been like top?
No,
She was 11th, 12th,
she's
11th.
she's she's placed multiple times. She's always been in the top 15 though, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
always in the top 15. Yeah.
She's always, I think it was like 13th one year, then this year it was 11th. So she's
Yeah.
done three
Three
Olympias
Olympias. Yeah,
now.
she's always in the mix with the top 10, top 15 at the Olympia.
Hmm.
She's has an insane back pose. So really excited to see her on stage this weekend.
Let me see where her back pose is. She hasn't got any recent back pose shots of it though. Oh, wait, here. Yeah, she's got such great lines as well. Really good lines.
Yeah,
Really good lines. Yeah,
very good.
I'm excited. And then we've got Brie.
Brie looks amazing as well.
She looks like she's improved a lot since her
Yeah,
last.
and
I don't think.
she already barely missed the Olympia last year. So
Mm-hmm. Because she got
she
second at
got
the show, if I'm not mistaken.
she got I think she might have got 2 seconds because she got second at Wasatch right behind Emmy last year.
I think she
And
also got second at this show
she
as
was second
well,
this one
behind
too.
Emmy
Yeah,
as well. Because Emmy
yeah.
won this show
So
as well.
mm, yeah, so that's so yeah, she already almost made the Olympia and her physique improved a lot since. Actually, I train her husband. He's a men's physique pro, and so
Oh,
I follow her religiously as well. Just seeing the two of them post together all the time. So I'm excited to see her up there. She'll be in the top contention spot for sure.
yeah, that's gonna be cool. Then we've got you, Juliana.
Yep.
Juliana just obviously recently did the Arnolds, got
Yes,
eighth, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Eighth, seventh, eighth, can't remember.
Seventh or eighth. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
She looks great.
I'm interested to see
Her.
improvements wise, like what she wanted. What do you
Yeah.
think her improvements were that were needed?
I mean, she just needs to be bigger all around. It's more density
Hmm.
everywhere, little
Okay.
bits here and there. So, my opinion is if this show was just simply on her radar, she placed third place here last year for her pro debut. She hopped
Hmm.
right in it after winning the Arnold Amateur and she got third place here, third or fourth. Um, but she killed it last year. And I think that just the main thing was density, especially after the Arnold, just seeing where she was at physique wise in comparison to everyone else at that level is she just needs a
Hmm.
little bit more density all around. And I mean, she's definitely done it in the year since her pro debut last year. And so I think a little bit of, I don't know what the schedule looks like for her, but after this show, I would just come back like mid to end of summer, take a little bit of time in between to really bring up that just overall density to be able to fill out properly and stand with the best. But all in
Hmm.
all, she has killer shape. So once that
Yeah, she
fills out,
does.
it's gonna be nuts. Her and her husband make a killer team for sure.
I think Cash coaches her.
I see. I thought that too, and then she made a post after the Arnold with her husband. And in the caption, it was like a shout out post to her husband. And she said, my trainer, my nutritionist, and like listed all these things he does for her. So unless she
Okay.
left Cash after the Arnold, or I don't know, but
Yeah.
she made
Interesting.
a whole caption about him doing everything for her. So
Okay, fair. That's fair. Yeah, she looks fantastic. Yeah, this was at the Arlons recently. Yeah, I think it's just if I'm honest, I think it's mainly again just density in the back pose in density in the glutes in the back pose specifically. Because I feel
yeah.
like she has great density in the front pose. Like when she's hitting it, it's just in the back.
Yeah, I think in comparison to others, like in the Arnold lineup, which obviously you're talking about some of the best in the world. All of you have been to the
Hmm.
Olympia. Um, she's just a little thin. It just
Hmm.
she didn't stand out structurally. So that's
She's
like the
taller
main
as
thing.
well, isn't she? Slightly
I'm not
taller.
sure. I'm not sure how tall she is. Probably
She's not super
she's
tall, but
not
she's
short.
taller.
Yeah, she's not
No.
short by any means. So
Yeah. And then
I don't know who this is.
so she is where is she from?
She's only 22 years old.
She's just spoke to me on she's from Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland.
Okay.
She has done a pro show before. I think she's done Pittsburgh Pro and that was it. But she looks really good.
Yeah, very. I mean, her bio just said she's only 22 years old. She looks
That's
killer for being
crazy.
that young. That's a wild
Yeah.
future to come.
I'm trying to think because she's in where let's see. I want to see if she's got any physique. This is her just
Yeah, she's
training,
keeping
but
it
she
all
looks
under
pretty
wraps, so she's
good.
going to come out and
Yeah,
shock you.
I know. I'm like, I want to see her physique. I want to see how she looks. Yeah, she's like, I'm just enjoying myself in the US. I feel like literally all of us in from like Europe and stuff. Oh, she's also doing um the Two Bro show, which makes sense. Like that would be a really good show for her to do.
Oh, the U is that the UK Pro?
Yeah.
Okay,
She looks good though. Look at their density.
yeah, yeah, very good. That's
Very
nuts,
good. So I'm excited to see. It'd be cool. And then we've got another girl
Lisa.
who competed at the Masters Olympia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Okay,
which is quite a while ago. And then yeah, she looks good. I don't not too sure where she's from though. If she's from the US. So
that's
Masters
quite a
in Pittsburgh.
backdrop, isn't
Very,
it?
yeah. That backdrop is really distracting. It's hard
Yes.
when it's like that because I'm like, I can't see her physique. She's very lean though. Good
Yeah,
conditioning.
yeah. Which you see a lot on good masters pros. You see them get
Hmm.
that just that skin texture that year after year after year of doing this.
Yeah. This was obviously a while
Looks
ago as well.
great.
So this was last year. So
Okay. I mean, she
I
looked
don't think
good
there's
then.
any,
I mean, she looks good.
yeah, I don't know if there's any more
Wouldn't
updates and
expect her to
stuff.
be a, but wouldn't expect her to be over 40 years old looking at her physique right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that conditioning. Her midsection
Yeah.
is crazy. That was here at Charlotte last year. Nice. And then,
I don't know who this is either.
no, neither do I. It was
We're
someone
learning
who was
right now.
tagged.
Okay.
Someone who was tagged. So I'm not too sure. And again, this was September.
28 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so a very long time ago. So it's a case of just seeing where kind of it all comes to.
That was
But this is going to be a good
good
lineup.
body composition and density in her back post for
Yeah,
being so like mid off season. That's great.
yeah,
Excited to see what she looks like.
yeah. So that was San Diego. And sorry if I have missed anyone. I just literally just clicked on who was tagged and stuff. But yeah, it looks like a cool lineup. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited for this. Very excited.
And then we have one more, which I'm pretty sure is Taiwan. So
Taiwan.
you actually got a Fit Model Pro show. You got
Oh
a
shit,
Fit
I didn't
Model.
realize that.
Fit Model in Taiwan and Bikini Pro Show. So you got Fit Model, everyone obviously more so from China, Korea, um, Philippines. So no one's kind of traveled this time, but we've obviously got Wasatch very soon. So I think that's probably why.
Isn't one of the people in here is a former bikini pro, and I can't remember who. Good bikini pro too.
I want to say it's
Uh
this one, maybe.
oh, Song. Yes, 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 yes. Oh yeah, he has it right there in the caption. Yeah, former
Hmm.
bikini Olympian, now fit model pro. So I
That's
just
going to
can't
be cool.
remember if she's a recent bikini Olympian or if it's someone who went away from the stage for a while and came back. I can't remember when she was an Olympian, but we looked at her a while back, I believe.
Hmm. Yeah, this was a, I don't know when this was. I'm not too sure when this was, but she looked good, like as a bikini pro. But again,
Mm-hmm.
it's like just trying to go that much further. Like, do you want to continue either getting bigger for where the criteria needs to be for bikini or not? And that's also absolutely fine. She got
Yeah.
sixth place, I think, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, that's
yeah, she
great.
looks good.
All right. Excited to see the results of this one. Smaller show. So
Yes, a
did you see
slightly
the
smaller
men's did,
show.
did you see the men's physique pro show there that had two people in it?
I didn't even realize that there was a men's physique show.
There
So
was
that's
only two
interesting.
people. The comments made me laugh. The comments were like tagging Tyler, like, hey, you want to make an exception? I could use some points on the board. like,
Oh my God,
like trying
no.
to hop in after the cutoff.
This girl was the girl that got fourth at the Japan show. And remember, I've said I really liked her physique a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's gonna be a cool one to see go into this one to see she could potentially take it, you know? She looks
No, 100%.
incredible though. So such a tiny waist. She's actually one of them
It's a great front pose.
who has a bit more of a twist in the front pose. I've been going back and forth with a lot of my fit body athletes, and I think since Japan, obviously everyone's not freaking out, but everyone's like, "Oh my God, the girls are a lot more, facing forwards. Like the hips are more straighter than I thought." And again, this is me to say, like the front pose for fit model is very versatile. It's best to what fits your physique, and that's what you have to always try and
Mm-hmm.
focus on. Because I think here, she looked great. She's a bit more twisted than what Gabby and Emily were.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's done incorrectly, but what they don't want is a real big
Big
twist.
twist.
Yeah, you can still twist your hips because this is the fight I'm having going back and forth with a lot of my athletes. They're like, we can't twist, and I'm like, you can, but it's
Yeah.
just
Not
not really.
drastically.
Yeah,
I feel like, and it's just my opinion, but I feel like the main thing that they're viewing in the fit model front pose is they want to see that you genetically have, like, you could stand straight onto them and they're like,
hmm,
yep, small waist, you're meant for this fucking division. If you have to twist to create that illusion, it's going to stand out as that's the reason you're doing that because it looks forced.
yeah,
Versus here, she's hitting that little bit of a twist. It's like a 45-degree ish,
but it's not
but
too
it looks
much.
natural on her. It flows on her physique. It's like, so that's a flawless fucking front pose. So it's not too much of a twist where anything is looking forced and stiff. So just like you said, it's got to pertain to the person's physique.
Yeah, that's what we just have to remember. But I think she could win this show.
It
She
was
could
crazy here. This was
definitely
a
take
week
this
ago.
show.
Yeah, she could win the show for sure.
And then we've got other people here. She just recently competed in High Rocks. Yes.
Ugh.
Love that. Oh my God. That's correct. Because I was thinking, I was like, there was a High Rocks in Bangkok that my friend also competed at. So that's crazy that she recently did that, what, a week ago? And now she's like, yeah, I'm just going to jump in a Fit Model Pro Show. Like a couple of
Arnold
weeks
Olympia.
later.
You have a lot of we have a
That is a
lot of
sick
events that go
shot.
on. Put high rocks in there.
Yeah, literally. That is a sick shot. That's
That's a
such a
cool
cool
shot.
shot. Jamie, I'm going to
It's
jump
like I'm
into a High
just
Rocks. She's going to be like,
imagine
no, you're fucking not.
bikini goes on Saturday for Olympia, and there's a High Rocks Friday.
I'd be like, I'm doing a High Rocks, Jamie. Sorry. She'd be like,
Oh shit.
absolutely not. Well, even one of the her pros was recently just here and they went on a hike. And I was like, I would have loved to have gone on that, but I can't. I have to decline because Jamie will absolutely no way
Yeah.
allow me to go on a hike. No
Yeah.
way. And I did ask her, I was like, Jamie, can I go on a hike? And she was like, absolutely not. I was like, damn it. So um so yeah, I think this is going to be a cool fit model lineup. Your thoughts, though, I want to know. What do you think of the news of a fit model not going to the big stage for the Olympia?
They did that with wellness when it first came out, didn't they? Or they didn't?
Nope,
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought they did.
I
Um,
don't think so.
I don't. I don't
I
really have.
think, I think the reasonings behind this is because I don't think there's going to be as many athletes for fit model up on. I don't think there'll be as many. Um, So again, they need to build up, I guess, the
Yeah,
status for Fit Model, like the recognition for Fit Model a little bit more before they go, okay, yep, now let's potentially do finals as
for
well.
sure.
Like it's
I
the
think. I
first
think it's
round.
like everyone's got to remember it's a business first, and it's not
Hmm.
always just to pertain to the, I don't want to say the emotion of everybody, but it is. There's the emotional side of it where it's like, we're at the Olympia, why aren't we on the big stage? But there's the business side of it where does it make sense to potentially prolong finals that much longer because we need to get, like you said, a small number of people across the stage for finals in their first ever year. Let's just see how it goes at the Olympia and get them on and off stage. So I totally get it. I totally
I think
understand.
that as well. That's what I think. And don't get me wrong, yes, I think, some people might be disappointed, and it is a shame that it can't be on the main final stage because, there's going to be a new Misfit Model Olympia, and they're not going to be awarded that kind of same,
Yeah.
I guess, stature as the other athletes. But I do think this is just the first year, so it's not going to always stay like this. So I think it's
I
just a
will
case of
say,
staying patient.
cool thing for friends and family is you don't need to pay a whole lot to go to
Hmm.
finals to watch you, and you can literally get fucking front and center. Like you don't have to get a floor
Exactly.
seat at the finals, at the final stage. That's $1,000. You can pay for your expo ticket and whatever it is to get prejudging seats, and you can just walk right up to the front because
Yeah,
I believe it goes bikini ends and then wheelchair comes on and then fit model comes on, right? And
I
so
think so. Yeah.
stay through wheelchair, keep moving up some rows. Just like for everyone listening that doesn't know how a lot of us do this when we're in the audience, it's where the men's physique is on, right? And then bikini comes on after, and you have people waiting for bikini and you have the people seated for men's physique. So right as men's physique ends and the people that are like men's physique fans but don't care about bikini, they all start to walk out, and then you literally see the bikini people hopping rows to get as close
Yeah.
to center as they can. And so
Exactly.
for fit model, obviously wheelchair, people are going to leave from bikini, people that want to watch wheelchair stay, and then if you're there for fit model, just sit and watch wheelchair as well, because you can keep moving up rows and just get as
Yeah.
close as you possibly can.
It
So
might switch. They might do wheelchair last, I reckon.
they
Maybe.
could. I saw the list, like how they had it listed was fit model was last, but it very well
Okay.
could change.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get your opinion now because I think a lot of people were like, which rightly so, they were upset about it, and that's absolutely fair, and I completely understand why. But I also do think like give it a chance because it's the first year. It's only gonna get better from here in
Yeah.
terms of having more recognition and stuff, which I think is gonna be good. Okay, and then we've got
By the way,
Taiwan.
I have 15 minutes and we have to do a giveaway announcement with like a 2 minutes at the end. So we'll push through this.
Oh, okay, we love that. So then we've got Taiwan. We're just going to quickly look through Taiwan. This was the girl who recently, we just looked at her. She just did the Arnold UK. So I think this will be a really good show for her to do now, making the improvement that she needs to for the Taiwan show. So I know it's only a week, but I'm sure there was things that she could change posing wise. There was things that she could change physique wise and really get a few more points on the board or even win the show going into the for this show. And then you've got
100%.
Nikita too. She's also competed at the Arnold
Oh
UK
yeah, she just did
this
the
week as
UK. Yeah.
well. Yeah. So now
Awesome.
she's going into the next show. Again,
How far
changes
away is that? How far is Taiwan from the UK? Like flight
Asia
wise?
from the UK, like what far? Like far,
Okay.
far. Like Asia is far from the UK.
That's
So
like
I think,
one continent slash country area I've never been to is
yeah,
Asia.
it's far. It's very, very far. So I think, I mean, you could obviously, it depends what flight they get. Like if they got a nice flight and it's not that, like it could be like maybe 15 hours, but probably longer. Let's be
Actually,
honest.
wait, is the Middle East technically Asia? Is that on the
Yes.
Asian continent? Okay, never mind. I've
Hmm.
been there, but I've never been for like show and vacation purposes.
Yes.
I
Yeah, yeah,
went
yeah.
over there when I was in the military. That's about it.
Yeah, you're like, that's not the same. And then, oh, we've got someone from Spain. Is that correct? We have. We've got someone from
Yes,
Spain going all
Irene.
the way to Taiwan. She's done multiple pro shows before, am I not mistaken? Oh, that's where she
Go to
lives
that
right
one.
now.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn.
Killer glute
Yeah,
roundness.
that's really good. Really good
That's a very
roundness, really good
balanced back
fullness.
pose. That's really good.
Yeah, that's really nice. Very conditioned from the back as well, but not too much like through the hamstrings, like across here.
Yeah,
She
and
more
this
so I'm looking in
is
her legs
3 weeks
here.
out.
So it looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
This will be cool to see. Again, a really good lineup overall, and I think that there's a few
yeah,
other
for
people
sure.
as well in this. You got Amanda Lee, who I'm pretty sure she's done a couple shows before, but not many. Um, and she's improved a lot since she last stepped on stage. So it'll be cool to see. Again, we'll review all of this kind of moving forwards next week and stuff
Yeah,
anyway.
definitely.
But there's some really, really good contenders in this. So, and that's the lineup for this week. Exciting stuff. So you
Oh,
explain what we've
here, let
got
me
going
pull it
on.
up because I will totally botch what all this is. Um, let's tell our editor to like, I want to make this the announcement post on Instagram. So like how they do our stage shot clips and stuff.
Oh yeah.
We'll collab this with
Okay.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just have it sent over to me and I'll do the caption and stuff.
Okay.
But so now action. Um, where is my post on this? Here we are. Okay, so we have partnered with Toxic Angels to bring everybody a giveaway that does not come around too often. So we always see that there's giveaways for a percentage off or a gift card for different companies. But we are bringing you guys one person will win this giveaway for a fully custom suit built completely from scratch. So, giveaway details will be in the caption. But let me read this off. So this includes a fully stoned competition suit with minimal crystal spacing, top, bottom, and middle connectors in the customization of the top size, style, and the bottom front and back coverages. So all of this made from complete scratch for you to work with the team at Toxic to build your own custom suit up to $650. So
Nice.
tag friends in the comments and
Yeah.
read the rest of the caption for the rules. Must be following Toxic, tag a friend in the comments, unlimited entries, and a bonus entry if you follow the Stage Talk YouTube or Instagram page. And we'll
Yeah.
go through and throw those names into the generator with everybody that was tagged in the comments, and we'll pick one winner a week after the post goes live. Which everyone that's listening to our YouTube will hear this a couple hours before the post goes live. So just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so you could start your competition season off knowing that your suit is covered if you win this.
Yeah, that would be really cool. So like if you're listening on YouTube now or even on Spotify, head over to Instagram to see and just keep an eye out because the post will be coming, you know? Or if it's already up, go
Yes.
and have a look and obviously comment. So yeah, I think that'll be really, really cool. And again, like these are the things that we want to do because we want to try and give back to the world of bodybuilding because obviously you guys have supported us a lot over the last like not even year, like literally a couple months like we've been going with this, but like well, it's already been half a year actually,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
fucked, which
November.
is so
Yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy. It's
Um,
crazy.
gone very, very quickly. But like we're very, very honored to be able to kind of like be your cardio listen or get you through the hard days and stuff like that. So we want to try and give back to you guys. So thank you for following as always and all that type of stuff. And if there is anything else that you guys want us to kind of topics wise talk about, I mean we've obviously missed one of the episodes last week, which I do apologize, that was my fault. But we want to try and obviously make sure that we can give over as much content as possible and obviously talk about as much topics as possible. So comment down below what you are wanting to hear from us next.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
I still got like 10 minutes, but do we want to hit like a Q&A?
Yeah, what questions you got?
So I made like a running list. When I made that Q&A thing, I got a lot because I think you reshared it, the Stage Talk reshared it. So I made a running list and I just put it all in my notes. So for starters, this one says, So this one isn't. I like this one because it was a little different than our normal. Like, how do you know if someone's a good coach? It's I'm a newbie on the scene. How do I know if someone's a good coach versus just good online marketing? Which I liked that question a lot
Yeah,
because the big thing there is, and again, it comes down
you
to I
don't.
feel like you don't really, yeah, you
Yeah,
don't. It comes down to just deep diving more research. Like one, you can always reach out to people's clients. Like
yeah,
you'll see, like go through and click on the coach's page, be like, oh, they work with this person. Let me DM them and ask them what they think of them. That's one
yeah.
way to go about your own research. Another way is just follow results. Like there's a lot of coaches that can be, I don't want to use the word handed, but handed an Olympian or handed a pro. And at that point, it's like when someone's an Olympian and they go to another coach, yes, the coach can make them better. And that's what you want to look for. If they just simply get back to the Olympia again, well, guess what? Their last coach did that too. Maybe the coach prior to that did that too. So look at the improvements, look at the before and afters, look at, and a big thing to me is find a coach that took someone from amateur all the way to the top. Like
Hmm.
find someone that had an amateur level competitor because this person said they're a newbie on the scene. They don't know coaches. It seems like they don't know bodybuilding. They're just trying to find someone to work with. Find someone that has like a before and after of a 3 year, 5 year, 6 year, however long it may have taken, amateur novice level competitor, and they turned them pro,
Yeah,
or they took someone from a pro card to the Olympia that wasn't an Olympian before. Like they
yeah.
did the whole journey with them. So that's my biggest advice. That's how you get around the marketing tactics of the people that are just sitting there doing all these random shit that I see going on now. All these, I don't know if we get canceled for using the word peptide on here or not, but
No.
all these random videos going on now of like the tiers list and the this is better, don't do that, this and that, natty or not. I'm like, they do it for engagement and then it boosts their views and then they hit the algorithm easier. And then once they do that, they throw a client photo up because then it blows
Hmm.
up more because they have the algorithm on their side. So it's just marketing tactics. It's not right or wrong. I just wish that it would just be more like let the fucking work speak for itself.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has their own way. I like what you said about reaching out to other people's clients. So, like, I've
Yeah.
had multiple people ask me, like, how's working with Jamie? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I completely, obviously, give my full opinion on it and, like, what I feel like is the best and, like, not the negatives of it, but, like, if you are comfortable with you doing macros, amazing. That's what she does. She doesn't go for not like she will also do a meal plan, of course, but like understand this is her way of doing things. She's also very like versatile as well, like with how she will do things and what's best for you, but also
Mm-hmm.
know these are the ways that if you're happy with that, then cool. If it doesn't work for you, then maybe that's not the coach for you. Like those
Yeah.
types of things. So, I mean, yeah, reach out to multiple people and see what they say,
Yeah.
because that's always the best thing to do because they're going to give you their opinion straightforwards.
And the main thing is, I don't care if you're an Olympian or if you're a true novice competitor, um, you're the paying client. It's
Yeah.
everything's in your hands. And I'm not saying that a coach needs to try to sell the athlete. That's not how it should happen because like they're not there to do that. Like I
Hmm.
said, do your research leading up to it. That's what sells you. But if a coach won't even have a conversation with you prior to signing on, like if you can't have a good exchange of messages, if you can't hop on a phone call for 10 minutes, if they act like their time is the fucking holy grail, in that they're like doing you a service by giving you their time to have a consultation, it's fucking bullshit. Move on to the next one. That's a red flag
Mm.
immediately to me. And there are a couple coaches out there like that like, I gave this person my time of 30 minutes of a phone call and they ended up with another coach anyway. Okay, so they liked another coach more, gives a fuck. And I hear those complaints and that shit talk all the time, and I think it's ridiculous. So you're like, no
Mm.
one's time is worth more than anyone else's. You could have a true novice competitor that has fucking 3 kids for all you know, and it's more their time to talk to the coach. Like their time's more valuable. Actually,
Yeah.
it's your fucking job to talk to clients as a coach. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
my
I
opinion on
think
that. I
that's
could go on a whole rant
definitely,
about that.
yeah, I can tell. I feel like that's always the way. Like it's easier to kind of make sure that you're just obviously, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but I think it's good. It's needed. Um,
Yeah,
what other questions you got?
I got one of them said and this was in relation also to people talking on social media posts, but it says, what makes someone a good speaker, or in your guys' case, a good podcast host, in your opinion?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. I feel like it's more so like it's, I personally feel like someone who has like more, like, I don't know, what makes someone a good podcast host? I feel like sometimes you have to be a people person. That's not like the be all and end all though, but I feel like it makes a difference if you are like a people person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I feel like a big part of it is one, having like structure to what you're
mhm,
speaking on. Like when we start off, it's a little bit of small talk, then we get into what, like, the agenda of this show just passed, let's talk about it, this show is coming up, let's talk about it, let's get into other topics, Q&As and such. So I think
yeah.
that's an important way if you're trying to structure a video or structure a podcast. But aside from that, I think it's and I'm gonna, this is more so in the Q&A factor, is when you're asked a question, talk to the audience. Like, don't
Hmm.
talk to like your level of education. If you're a PhD and you know all these fancy words and you understand how this works with this and these mechanisms work with this, that doesn't mean that you need to speak it in those terms. Know
Hmm.
who you're talking to. That is one of the
Yeah.
biggest things, in my opinion, when it comes to educational content, when it comes to Q&As. You're not going to sell anyone by using fancy ass words that they don't even know themselves, because they aren't a tenured coach. They aren't a master's of this or a PhD in this. They don't have thousands of clients under their belt over years where they've gained this knowledge to speak on these topics. You're talking to your audience. So
Hmm.
that's a
Yeah,
big one.
know who you're talking to. I really like. I think that's a very, very good um way of thinking about it, because I do think that like again, some people will use all the fancy words and then like people will like ask questions, and then I think in this day and age, sometimes we, especially with the people, like the education we have and the knowledge we have, sometimes people can almost seem like expect everyone to understand what we're talking about, for example. So like
Yeah.
we could be talking about XYZ of doing, certain things and all that type of thing. And then someone asks a question and then we're like, oh, you should know this, understand that there are newbies to the sport. And like some people don't understand what we're talking about. So they're asking the questions and they've had,
Yeah.
they're brave enough to even ask the questions to kind of go through and, ask you and stuff. And you can't just like dismiss them. So I
Yes.
do
No,
think that you
100%.
have to be open and open to like understanding that not everyone is on your level, and you have to not talk down by any means, but like explain it a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially being a podcast host. So,
Definitely.
but yeah, right. I think we're
You
gonna
got
leave it
any?
there.
All
No,
right.
I haven't got any. I
Perfect.
literally have no, I haven't had any questions this week. So it's a short one this week, but we hope you guys enjoyed this one, of course.
Yes. I got plenty of
Again,
questions for us for next week. I have a
yeah.
whole list on here. One of them, I love the topic actually, but we would talk about it for like 20 minutes on my end. Someone asked if I think that the newbie machine, that STEM machine, the direct current, is a
Oh.
good tool to utilize. I could go on a whole ass rant about that.
That's interesting. Well, we'll leave that for
Or
next time for
yeah, I say,
sure.
long story short, it's a huge marketing tactic.
Yeah. We love that. We love that. So thank you guys for watching as always. Make sure you follow all that type of thing and make sure you enter the giveaway on Instagram, and we will see you in the next one.